Grizzly Acres Homestead. Hey guys, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Um, we're on the homestead. I tarped the roof on the cabin yesterday between rains. Thank God it quit raining now. It's been raining for a couple of days. And since I can't afford the plywood right now, I decided to start milling some lumber and maybe start on one wall. Do one wall in spruce, and then as I can get plywood, I'll do that. But for now, I'll just start with the spruce. I'll mill a bunch and then go from there. Um, I picked up last year. I picked up a bumblebee, woodlands bumblebee, which is a chainsaw mill track. It's better than the regular Grandberg chainsaw because it pinches. It's hard on fuel. It's slow. So this is the bumblebee, woodlands bumblebee. They were built in the 80s, I believe. They retailed for I think 1,200 $1,500 back then. So that was expensive. Considering nowadays you can get well, except in Alaska, down in lower 48, you can get a woodlands bandsaw mill for probably 3-4 grand. Up here, I found one used for $4,500. Um, but I can't afford it. Most of them, if you buy it new, you're looking at probably close to 10 grand. My old employer, he bought one used for 9 grand. So, anyways, I'll show you how this thing works. I got it set up, ready to go, and we'll set the camera up, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, it's a little bit at an angle. There's not much I can do about it. It's sitting on the front of my quad, so see if that's better. There we go. So this saw is old. Well, the sawmill old. It's used and abused. It's out of whack. It's missing parts. There should be a couple of diagonals in here like this, one on each end, so the track doesn't sag down at the end. But I don't have them. I one busted off. The other one I lost on the way bringing it in here in the wintertime. So, anyways, I usually do 2 passes to make one cut. It's easier on the saw, it's easier on fuel, it's quicker. So we'll do a couple of passes and show you what I'm doing. Come on. perfect board. I'm happy with it. Son of a gun. Well, gotta reset. I have to reset the log. I don't have enough movement in it to make another cut. So, but anyways, here's the boards. I don't know how the sun shows it, but it's rough, but it's not bad. This one is 7 inches, I think, roughly. I cut them as big as I can out of these logs. I got all these logs left over. I wish some of those big ones I had that I put in the corduroy, I didn't put in the corduroy because they would have been nicer to mill up. But whatever, I can find some more bigger ones. I'll cut those other ones up and go from there. Anyways, I got a bunch of stuff down in here now. I packed off some lumber that I acquired last year. Just 1x4s, 1x6s. Brought all that in one trailer load on the quad. I had to winch a few times through the mud holes. And yep, the stairs are still not done. I got a tarp on the roof. It makes it a little bit more homey. And I started up the stove last night just because, yeah, the chimney doesn't even go outside. I just wanted to see how well that stove works, and it seems to work quite well. I let it burn down with the damper actually wide open, the airflow wide open. It doesn't burn very fast because the chimney's not high enough, I think. But it was still warm this morning at like 8-9 o'clock, so it wasn't hot, but it was warm to the touch. It was warm inside, so yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do this wall here with the spruce to start with because there's a big door in it. Takes less lumber. And then if I gotta cut more, I'll probably start on this far side, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it because I got a cutout here made for a door, a shop door eventually. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not. I mean, if I could close it in and cut it out, like cut it out with the opening there already. Just the door's frame is still just nailed in, screwed in. So I can just, I don't know, definitely take shorter boards. I might be able to do that because these are 12 footers and I'm only milling 8 footers because they're hard enough to handle to try and get them on the saw. I'm doing 8 footers. This is a 16-foot wall, the long wall. So I'm thinking this wall, south and north, is probably going to be plywood if I can get it or afford it. Otherwise, I'll just do them one at a time. But I'll start with the door wall with spruce, and I'll do the west side possibly with spruce. I might as well. I'll just, depending how much I get and how easy it is. It burns through quite a bit of fuel. It's not as bad as the Granberg. I don't like Granbergs. They're crap to adjust. They're just, the saw has to be 100% sharp. Whereas this is a new chain. I ran on it on the Granberg, 2 cuts, I think 2 or 3 cuts, and then put it on this mill. This is the second log I'm cutting, so I got 4 pieces of boards on the first one. I got 3 so far on the second one. I'll get at least 1 more after I reset. So I mean, the chain is still good. It's good enough for this mill, but not for the Granberg. Right beside the dog there. I've got my own cant cutter that I made a few years ago. I used an old, just used a piece of 2x4, some plywood, and yes, a fair lead off of a winch. Saw screws on the here, and it just sits on a 2x4 on top of the log, and I can cut one side each, or move the 2x4 and cut the second side. I mean, if I do one side each without moving a 2x4, my boards are about 5.5 inches wide. So, or I can do a 5.5 inch cant beam, which works okay. But for some of these bigger ones I got, that would be a lot of waste. So, I mean, like I said, that's the 7-inch boards I cut there. Those are the nicest yet. Those 3. The last one, like I said, I'm still learning that sawmill. It's got its quirks. It's definitely not in A1 shape. It needs a once over, but I don't have the time or the place to do it, so, or the equipment, so I'm just gonna use it as it is. Anyways, I did a little bit more corduroy work last night. Well, not really. I took a load of dirt down, shoveled it down there, because my trail on the hillside is starting to cave in because of all the rain we had. Not caving in, but sloughing in some spots. The outhouse works, stays dry, and yeah, you can tell it's sloughing a bit. I took a whole trailer load right out of here where the shovel's sitting. I mean, I don't care if it sloughs in, it sloughs in. I'll just keep shoveling it out. Eventually, I'd like to widen this and maybe get all this crap out of here, but I don't have the machines to do it, so that ain't gonna happen anytime soon. I need a loader or a hoe with a heck of a better trailer. I mean, even this trailer would work with a hoe. 2 buckets full in it. But yeah, it's, I mean, like I said, it's sloughing in a little bit. I'm finding big rocks again, more and more. I've had some, had a couple blowdowns. Yeah, where I was gonna do my dugout, I had a spruce and a birch blowdown. I never even looked at the back of the stump yet. Yeah, it blew down good. That's funny. Right where I quit digging is where it fucking blew. Oh well. I can probably go down a bit more here instead of going further in, I can just go down. Now that stump is sort of out of the way. It will be when I'm done with it. Unfortunately, that green spruce is gone. This birch, the leaning one, it's gonna go. It's leaning over the driveway. Same as this one. It's a matter of time before it's gonna go. Because I dug under it, killed part of the roots, and then that spruce gotta go. It's dead standing. I just don't know where I'm gonna fall it. That birch right there, it's gotta go because it's dead top. Just the bottom's alive. I mean, for now it can stay. The dead spruce behind it, those three gotta go, but they're leading down the hill, away from the driveway, away from the property, well, down into the swamp. There's one in the swamp down there. That's actually on my property still. But I can't really get it. But I do have a new neighbor that's starting to build a trail along the road right away. Except he took the liberty to come across the creek on my corduroy and then go along the property line on my side of the property line. So I'm gonna have to put a stop to that at some point. I mean, if that's where he's going right now, that's fine. But if he's building a trail, or when he's building the trail, he's gonna have to, like, yeah, that's on my property. You know, once he starts building his actual trail or road, he's gonna have to build it on this side of the um, culvert. But yeah, I put a little bit more dirt down here last night. I gotta put more on everything because it's washing out. Well, it's kind of settling in, so that's good in a way. I got a bunch more to go here. But yeah, it's gonna take quite a bit of dirt because of all the gaps in it. But I still got to do more logs. It's getting shorter though. It's getting shorter. 20 more feet. Oh, we got a small lead spruce standing here. That one is, oh, that one's ribboned, so that's property line. I'm gonna have to leave that one. But we got a couple down in the bush here. Got another little one, well, sort of little, standing there, another leaning. This one's still alive. Yeah, I got some spruce left here. I still got a top in here that I can pull out. There's another little one back there, not too big. A bigger one. There's a whole bunch here that are dead. And if it's dead, it's fair game. I don't care if it's on property, on private property. If it's dead, it's game. Because if it's dead, it's a fire danger, and we're due for a fire up here, so haven't had a fire yet up here. Knock on wood. Preferably on green wood, not fucking dead spruce. I haven't seen another fish since that one time. But yeah, you can tell it's wet enough when the ditch I dug, the drainage ditch, is wet, sort of flowing. It's barely flowing, but it is flowing. Yep, it is flowing. So, well, it is what it is. Come on, Kira. So yeah, he probably figured because my signs are back there, my no trespassing signs. I got one right here, the posted and the no trespassing. But the problem is there's no trees up here to post them. I mean, I think my property line comes roughly through here. So he could use the corduroy coming across, but my property line is somewhere in here, right by the creek. He still have to cross the creek again. So well, we'll figure it out when I run into him. I haven't seen him yet since that one time when he came to check out his property to begin with. So I think he was in here the other day, but I'm not sure. Somebody was up here. Somebody was parked in my parking spot. So anyways, there's another spruce that's gonna come out, but it's got a couple of burls on it. That's why it's still here. Plus, it's hung up in that birch. It's hung up in that birch. And that big one, well, it's leaning, it may actually be leaning uphill. That would be a godsend. Well, it's definitely leaning alongside the hill. I'll find out when I get to the top. But that's that. I gotta go reset the sawmill. Cut another board or two, well, one out of that slab I got sitting there. Yeah, I got water running on the road. There's water seeping out of the hillside right here. And there's more seeping up here. There's more water running. It's not really running, it's just wet. It's a heck of a seep. It's coming right out of here. Right out of there. But yeah, back to reset the saw and mill another board or two. Throw another log on there, start milling it. But before I do that, I think I'm gonna put a pot of rice on the, oh no, stove's not even going. I'll pre-soak a pot of rice, I guess, for dinner. Yeah, I don't actually have the wood stove going today. Imagine that. But yeah, I gotta get going here. We'll catch you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. It helps get the word out. It helps get my videos out. Thanks, guys. Here's Acres Homestead, over and out.